Beautiful shot there. Oh, wow. Stop it, please.
Very good morning to you and welcome to the Little Monster Men's International Open. We are coming to you live from Gandia in Valencia, Spain. Our first match of the day is between Juan Carlos EXPOSITO and Jan van Lierop. It's best of 3 sets, races to 4, winner breaks. There's a 30-second shot clock, 1 extension each per rack. The free foul rule is in effect. Early 10s do count as well. It's 10 ball, it's cool shot. I'm Mark White, and calling the shots with me in the booth. It's an absolute pleasure and delight to have Graham Hickman back. How are you doing, Graham?
Yeah, I'm doing really good, Mark. Thank you. Yeah, interesting times. We've already been and seen through so much drama already in this tournament, with the women's final coming to a conclusion yesterday. Seosea winning in the women's there against Kelly Fisher in the final, but we've still got plenty of pool left to go through all these different events. And as you say, the men's at the moment. This one's intriguing for me, Mark, because I'm always keen to see how these losers round matches fare up, because as a player, you're kind of generally trying to get to that single knockout stage. And this match is quite key because it would get them into the qualification match to get into that single knockout. So, yeah, be interesting to see how they start off. A lot of pressure on this one.
Yeah, I find it interesting in the way that these two players, great players, but they're kind of on the cusp of a breakthrough. Jan van Lierop plays most of the tournaments during the year. He's played lots of Euro tours, of course, as well. But he did have a last 16 finish in Hanoi last year. So he's got the talent. He just hasn't quite broken through, you know, like Labutus, Moritz Neuhausen, those kind of players. I'm sure he will, but he needs to step it up slightly. I don't know what it is with him.
Yeah, good call. He's had a bit of he has played the doubles, mixed doubles in this event. He's playing with Kristina Sladeva from Bulgaria. They're out now, but did get him a little bit more table time. And Jan hasn't played the mixed doubles this time around, so that don't know how much of a factor that might be in terms of table time. Probably not so much, but nevertheless, it's always nice to get as much as you can on the bays. But yeah,
I think it's a slight advantage to Juan Carlos having played in the doubles. It's a nice shot there to put Jan in a spot of trouble. I think he's going immediately for the short stick. That's what players do these days normally. Normally come to the table with 2 cues. He's only brought 1 weapon with him. Just the safety, probably trying to send the 1 ball back up the table and try and hide the cue ball behind the 7-6 area.
Wow.
Well, he called that.
He did.
Well, what a shot to begin with that is. Tremendous jump combo. Oh dear.
I was just saying, I'd be keen to see how these guys start off, and you can't start better than a full table jump combo, I guess. Incredible. Nice angle on the 1-2. Trying to thread this cue ball up table. Messy table though, Mark. It's not so straightforward, but the 8 ball does go past the 10, I think. So once he gets down to that 5, 6, 7, should be okay.
Yeah, if it does pass the 10 ball, of course, it makes it a whole different rack, doesn't it? He should be out here if that's the case. 6 leads to the 7, 7 leads to the 8. Chance for him to get used to the speed of the table. He jumped the whole length of it on his first shot, so never really judged the pace on that. He flew over the cloth.
Yeah, exactly. But what a shot. Very well deserved to get a chance from there. But yeah, I think on paper, yeah, maybe the experience you could say goes to EXPOSITO, but Jan is a very capable player. Travels around the world now. Had a lot of good results, a lot of close calls, and beat a lot of good players. I'd probably give the Dutchman a bit of an edge in this match between me and you, Mark. I think consistency-wise, he's very good. Just a little bit off angle, I think, yeah. So he's going to have to go forward instead of coming back. That might work okay.
I think he just had a slight angle here, Graham. I think he's okay. Just a little stun. Like a stun follow kind of shot, isn't it? Just get above the 8 ball.
Yeah, he went middle table. Should really work. Is he drawing this? Is he going under the 8? Wow. Wow. I don't even know what's happening there. Maybe. The only thing I could think of, Mark, is that the 8 doesn't go down past the 10. That's the only thing I could think of. But from that angle, it does look like it goes to me, right? Confusing. Safety. He's got it though.
Oh, doesn't want to fluke it.
Maybe he doesn't want to leave it over the middle either.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. Judged the pace perfectly. Plenty of other matches going on at the moment, guys. We'll keep you up to date with all the scores as they happen. Fortunski already a set up against Antonis Brabin, and he's one up in a second as well. Both the catches, I believe, are in action. Actually, no, not this round. There'll be the midday matches, so it's men's. Today we've got some juniors, of course, as well, and the mixed doubles. Really enjoying the mixed doubles, Ben.
Yeah, me too. I think it's a great format. Always gives you some excitement, and it's nice to have the mixed version rather than two of the same guys or girls. But I do like the format of the doubles very much. The quarter-final stage now, so getting really tasty. Had a couple of shootouts as well, Mark, haven't we? So there's been drama. We always seem to have a few every now and then in these events.
Yeah, there was one last night, wasn't there, which delayed the final slightly. Marco Toicha and his partner went through. Good effort. It's going to be a similar shot again, I think, for Jan van Lierop. Actually travels to a lot of these events with his mum and dad, you know, Graham. I don't know whether you knew that, but his mum and dad are by his side for a lot of them. Saw them in Austria at the World 8 Ball.
Yeah, I do know that. As you know, I used to live in the Netherlands for 10 years, so I know a lot of the Dutch guys pretty well. And yeah, there was an event just recently in the Netherlands not long ago. It was very, very good turnout, and seeing Jan there put in a good show. There's a lot of good Dutch players as well travelling to these events. There's not much place to hide here in this 8 ball, so someone's going to have to go for something maybe at some point. Yeah, he's calling the bank. Shot clock. It's not far away, Mark. How about that?
Yeah, great bank. Just a little bit straight on this 9. He's going to have to put a little bit of work into the cue ball. Yeah, talking about great pool, Graham. Had the pleasure of doing the women's final last night. What a match that was. It had everything, it really did.
Yeah, very good. Semi-final was stacked anyway, but I think the final was great. Yes, I had the pleasure of listening to you as well, watching a little bit of that yesterday. And, I mean, it doesn't get any closer. It was 4-3, 4-3 in sets, Mark, wasn't it? So very, very fine margins for Kelly.
Yeah, I just hope I didn't sound a little bit sleepy. It was very late for me, finished at 4:20 a.m. for me, but the game certainly woke me up. It was, it really was fabulous. Uncharacteristic mistake on the 8 to the 9 from Kelly, which made her miss the 9. That was to win the second set, which she missed just because of the previous positional shot. And so ran the table to clinch victory. Very worthy winner. Great players to watch. Very different strokes.
Yeah, some fantastic talent in the women's division. I think you can see that flowing through into the mixed doubles as well. And you've just had to see some fantastic matches and shots. And yesterday commentated on Yona Sudo and Savannah Easton from the US. She's very young. What a player she is. And Sudo, the character that he is, they seem to have so much fun. We were talking about it on the commentary, laughing, joking, having such a great time, and yeah, definitely transferred onto the table. Really nice pair to watch.
Yeah, I think Jonas's personality is perfect for somebody like Savannah to play with. Not, you know, it shows that he's always having fun. He's not going to be upset if you miss. Puts no pressure on her at all. And of course it shows in her performance because she plays absolutely fantastic with him. And I hope that's a pair that's going to carry on actually to the next one as well, because there's lots of pairs swapping at the moment because players' schedules don't, you know, match up sometimes. So people are having to try with different pairs. But they are really a great pair to look forward to in the future as well, going forward.
Fully agree. Yeah, back to these guys. I mean, obviously they've came through the loser side, both losing kind of early on in this event. You mentioned Kachi and Claudio Kachi taking Jan van Lierop into the loser side, and on the other side, Juan Carlos Exposito got beat off Fraser Patrick. It's nice to see another guy from GB Island, Scotland, coming over and trying his hand in these PB events. Fraser's actually becoming a very dangerous player, having some good runs around the globe at the minute, so he will not be a good draw for some of the big players, trust me. Very dangerous player.
Yeah, still not seen him play, but heard his name a lot in recent tournaments, getting pretty deep in them. So great to have some more GB coming through. Who knows, maybe partnering Jason Shaw in the doubles sometime. That would be good to see.
Yeah, definitely from a Scottish perspective, strongest two out there. I think, yeah, it'd be nice to see. But yeah, it's just good to see new players travelling around and doing well. Oh, this is a great kick shot. Jump cue could be coming out here, Mark.
Has he been unlucky? There's not a window, I don't think. Yeah,
he's
does come with a jump cue. Don't really know much about his jumping. We know what Jan van Lierop's is like. We saw an example of it on that 1-2 combination. So Juan Carlos hoping to do well for the local fans as well.
Yeah, that's a good call, Mark. I'm sure there'll be a lot of support for the Spanish contingent.
Oh, a little bit of luck there. Awkward queuing for the two in the side. Has to avoid the 10. or get a favourable kiss on it at least.
The bump. He's played it well.
Yeah, it was a favourable kiss.
I think he would have been unlucky there, Mark, to not have a little look at this 3 unless he caught it on the wrong side. But in these sides, it can be a bit tricky. Pockets are tight, especially from an acute angle. But to give this a bit of care. Good news is the 4 ball is not too far away, so doesn't have to do a lot.
Strokes it home.
Yeah, these races to 4, Mark, they're so interesting because we talk about this a lot. In a match, a match can run away from you if you 4-5-0 or 5-1, something like this, and you already feel a big gap. But in the sets, you can have a bad set and just write it off, and then come back for the next set. And I do like that kind of format from a player point of view. What it does mean, though, you have to get off to good starts. You try and get a couple on the board as soon as possible.
Yeah, this Pro Billiard Series really has found its place on the calendar every year, and adding more for 2026 as well, which is good to see. One in Texas. Very much looking forward to that one. But I do like a little bit of swapping around as well. World Championships, I like the straight races, if I'm honest. Tim and I were talking about this last night. Or at least 5 sets if you're playing a World Championship using this format. The 10 ball normally does choose this format in the World Championships. It was 3 sets early on and 5 sets in stage 2, but this is best of 3 sets all the way through now, which I think is the right amount for a Pro Billiard Series. You can't be having matches going on 4 and 5 hours. I did one 5 hours 20 in the last tournament, I remember.
Yeah, I think I remember that match, Mark. I think all the games kind of went 4-3, 4-3, 4-3. It was a crazy one. It can happen with a shootout.
I'm still not over it.
You still feel the pain of the long match. I mean, it's exciting. But also the players will feel it. Those are, even when you're practicing sets or just doing your own stuff, playing a match for that long is not normally the way, at least normal.
No.
It's hard though.
Yeah, and Van Lierop with a good chance to square things up here in this first set. Don't forget, the loser is out. They won't be going home, of course, because there is a Euro Tour starting on the 4th, which we're looking forward to. Do you know if it's 8 ball, 9 ball or 10 ball this year, this particular one, Graham? I think it should be 10 ball, shouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I do believe so. It's so focused on
There's
the PBS.
some homework.
Yeah.
Some homework for you, mate.
Yeah, I think there's just so many events, and I do like the fact that we switch them around a little bit, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be 10 ball. Kind of makes sense. It's normally how they plan things. Yeah, just looking there. 10 ball. So it'll be a good preparation for a lot of players moving from this event into the Euro Tour. Could be in for some fireworks. Also, I think the fields have been absolutely stacked. I mean, a lot of the Pro Billiard Series field is stacked anyway, but given the Euro Tour being in Spain on the back of this event, many players will stay over and do both events, Mark. So yeah, it's going to be exciting week or so of pool.
Yeah, I think there's 200 players in the Euro Tour, I heard.
Yeah, definitely 196 comes to mind in my head, but actually no, it's 200. Let me check.
256.
Yeah. Let's just say there's going to be a lot of great players there. What I do know is that it's a full field, so that tells you everything you need to know. So there will be a lot of great matches for us to commentate on and watch, and for the viewers at home to watch. All will be streamed live on Pro Billiard's YouTube channel, 2 tables, 4 commentators, and many great pool players to watch.
And it's all free.
Yeah,
That's even
exactly.
better.
Exactly. Bringing pool to the masses. Just so spoiled for choice at the moment on how many events you want to watch, and it's great. Oh, what a great shot by Juan Carlos there. Jump cue's coming out again, but very nicely done to thread the needle there.
Yeah, he judged the contact on the one to perfection, caught it just right. It was very thin, and so easy to hit him too thick. But he caught it absolutely perfect. It's exactly as it was played. Is he going for another 1-2?
Nothing this time. It was hard to get some safe there, to be honest. He was probably hoping for a little bit of long table separation, try and get a bit of rub, but not to be. Bit of a tricky opener. This will be a tester.
Yeah, good news is, though, doesn't have to do too much with the cue ball. Graham, he can just stun over, draw over for the 2 into the bottom left, so concentrate fully on the 1 ball here. Just stroke this home. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's a good sign that those ones can be very tricky, playing them into that kind of angle in the pocket. Probably the most trickiest ones to play generally, because you've got to be very accurate. It's not like playing them up the rail like this one. 3 balls there. He's got to put a little bit of power on this, I think. He had more than enough angle, I think. Is he there? Yeah, he's there. 4 to 5 is going to be the shot mark. He's going to have to get the right angle here. Try and get the cue ball kind of in the area where it is, or somewhere a little bit higher would work. Put this 5 in the bottom right.
Yeah, we do have a table 2, guys, for you in action at the moment, if you want to keep your eye on that one as well. Mohamed Sufi, very entertaining against Mateusz Śnigoki from Poland, available for you. And Mohamed is 3-1 up in the first set in that one. So get 2 devices and you can watch both at once. Listen to our commentary and watch both. That's my suggestion, Graham.
A fine suggestion indeed. I think, yeah, well, that Mohamed Sufi match could be a quick one. What a player to watch. He's so enjoying. For me, I enjoy watching him. He just doesn't hang around, gets down, plays the shot. Super quick. Would you argue the fastest player on tour? I don't know anyone who's faster than him, in my mind. Incredible.
Yeah, I think he's the fastest. He's got the most quirky cue action as well, with his elbow leaning in. Don't know how he does it, to be honest. I think he's overhit this one, Graham. Look, don't think he has the potting angle, does he?
He can probably bend it, but getting on the 6 ball isn't going to happen. So double kiss on the safety as well, I think. Unless you can hit it kind of straight, don't go for the pot. We'll try and play off the edge. Come behind the 9 maybe. He's fluked it. Don't want to do that, Mark.
He might be going back in here.
You can see the 6, though. That might be his only saving grace. Yeah, but Jan's not for me.
You're not really going to get it much safer than that. Not without a terrific shot. For those of you watching that may be not familiar with the rules in 10 ball, it's call pocket. If you make the ball in the wrong pocket, it's your opponent's option whether they want to play or put you back in. It's not a foul, it's just loss of turn. Oh, a cheeky little clip. Saved his bacon.
Yeah, indeed. He's calling it in the side, just in case. Play this off 1 rail. A little bit of left-hand spin. Trying to get the... He's hit it well, though. Oh, he's caught the point. That was so lucky. If that misses the point, it goes down towards the 9 and 10. It was a good effort.
Yeah, left nothing easy here. I mean, it will go in this bottom left-hand corner. Just having a look at the 9 and the 10. Early 10s do count, of course. I think it's going to have to be the combo, unless he can figure out a way of moving it.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a gap there, you see, between the 9 and 10, so it means that you can make more of an angle, which means for me that 10 ball is definitely a combo option, but it could depend how he lands on this 8 ball mark. Like you say, he might have an angle to do something, but it's risky when you, well, that tells me
He's
don't think not much
wrong
angle at
side
all.
of it.
Could play safe here, maybe that's what he's thinking, or another bank shot. He likes the banks.
I wonder if he's going to play safe on this 8 ball. No is your answer, so he's going to go for the combo.
I don't think he can get it from
Play
there.
it with an element, can play with it with an element of safety as well, because the 9 won't be moving much, will it? He can just use the 10 as the block. I don't think he'll go for it even, just a safety. Yeah, good shot.
It's as much as he could have got out of it, to be honest, Mark. I think he played that pretty well. Can Jan catch enough of this 9 ball? I'd love to play this with like bottom, quite a bit of draw. See if he can hit the 9 pretty full and just squeeze the cue ball back a bit. That would be great. Try and get down that 10. No, he wasn't able to. Not too bad if he gets on the rail. We'll have to dig up on this one. Jacking up on this, Mark. This will be a shot.
Yeah, it's one you've got to take on as well. Don't have to think too much about the cue ball. You know, if you just play it with draw, you're going to come back, well, somewhere near the cue ball, where the cue ball is now, that kind of line, drawing back. Wow, a little bit of a snatch there, a little bit of a quick stroke. Oh, I think he's going to get away with it. Well, slightly got away with it. This is on to the top right though, Graham.
Yeah, but goodness me, it could have been much, much easier. This is not easy. He's got to avoid that centre pocket as well. So this is a very touchy one. 2 times across the table, I think. The 10 in the bottom right, as we see it here. Oh, what a shot he's played there. Made that look very easy, but it wasn't.
Early advantage then to the Dutchman, nicknamed the Dutch Destroyer. I find that a little bit of a weird nickname for somebody from the Netherlands. They're pretty calm and cool-natured people over there, aren't they? Very laid back.
Yeah,
Don't
indeed.
expect to see the word destroyer in a Dutchman's name, although we have got the Terminator. Pretty much the same thing, right? Terminator, destroyer,
Yeah.
same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, good call. I think, yeah, it's an interesting one. Nicknames always make me laugh. You always wonder. I'd love to know the origin of a lot of these nicknames. It could be a random guy in the pool hall who just gives it to you at some point. I'm a big believer that your nickname has to be given. Picking it yourself is a bit, yeah, always has to be
Yeah,
provided.
Benjamin was telling me about a nickname that a guy in the famous Polish player, the one that died, was a world 9-ball champion back in the day. He actually gave Ben his nickname. I've forgotten it now, but it doesn't matter. But it had I know what it was. Frozen. Because whenever Ben used to go to the table, the Polish guy had always froze him to the rail and never had anything to go at. So he said, I'm going to nickname you Frozen. But those names don't really work, do they? I mean, it's got no real connection to anyone else other than the 2 people.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's funny how the nickname is. I don't even know if every player has one, but many do. Well, we know that many do. Wow. Dry break, but nothing really to go at here. I don't see Well, the safety option, this one could be an interesting one, Mark. You could play a very thin edge on the left side of this one. It's a delicate one. Try and use the 10 ball around that area for cover. Might be his only option. Don't think he can push the one away and get the cue ball down behind the 9, so he might have to play the left edge here.
Did he call something like the 7 ball?
Maybe he's playing the combo. Not sure how I feel about this one. It's a very tricky one.
I think he's going to try and get behind the 9 ball. I think that's the plan. Yeah, he tried it, almost made it, got away with it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was
his
on.
next shot.
I think he might be okay, only because the 1's a little bit too close to the 10, and the angle that Jan would go into the 1 to stay behind the 10 might not be on.
Yeah, I was thinking of playing the 1 past the 10 and just kind of drawing in behind the 4.
Yeah, I didn't think that was on. Smart shot. Always left the jump though. Be a bit annoyed with that. Played a good shot there. The angle to just drop it in, like you said, Mark, or bump it away, I think it was a little bit off. So he opted for a little bit more creativity. But that double point stuck that 1 ball up right over the pocket.
Well, he's put the jump cue back. He's kicking at this, which is very surprising to me. Maybe it's something to do with the position, but
well, he obviously had very
That's not
fine
good.
margins. Fine margins to get behind that 9. Looked quite funny, but maybe he didn't like the jump, like you say. What a chance now for Jan. The table's opened right up. Get him on the hill in this first set.
took me a while to process what actually happened, what I just saw.
Double kiss 9 combo. Wow, crazy. He's got a bit of juice on that, but he's okay. And if the 5 goes in the side, if it does, that makes work a lot easier. Judging by his queuing there, we'll just bring this off 2 reels or 1 reel. Depends how he feels. 7 to 8 for me is the big shot mark, because that 8 is just in one of those positions where I'm not sure he played it that way, but he'll take it. That's 7 to 8. Because the 8 ball is where it is on the top rail, position on the 7 is really important.
Yeah, he needs the cue ball kind of on the line of the 5, doesn't he? Where the 5 was. That would be kind of okay. He's alright here, a little bit of an angle, can bounce off the side rail, back out to where it is now, roughly.
Yeah.
A bit closer to the 7.
Yeah, I like trying to get a little bit just off straight, because that 10 ball, I think, is preventing a swing around the angles. So if you can draw it, this will work. Might even have to come below the 9. If he wants to let his arm out. You could play it short and try and leave a thinner 8, but then you do run the risk of hooking yourself. You also could leave yourself straight if you go above the 9. But you might go above it. He chose to come lower. How's the pace? Pretty good, Mark.
Yeah, it's just right, isn't it? Doesn't have to do anything with a cue ball, maybe a touch of right.
You played that 7 well. It's so easy for you to put a bit of a stroke on that and try and bring the cue ball all the way back to the short reel. But you do run the risk of landing straight, so I like his shot selection there. Taking these well, Mark, to get on the hill.
Yeah, 3-1 it will be. As soon as this 10 ball disappears, the blue cheese. Yeah, I like his temperament, I like his speed around the table. He's very, very focused. Quite an intense player. Very quiet. Doesn't really say too much. Not sure if you've had any wild nights out with him, Graham.
No, very not. Jan's pretty much table, pool, kind of pretty conservative most of the time. He's a friendly enough guy when you chat to him, but he's keeps himself to himself for the most part. But yeah, he just loves the pool. One of those guys who
I think
tries to be as professional as he can, doesn't go partying too much, to my knowledge, and tries to put everything into the game.
Yeah, always presents himself nicely as well. Always looks very, very smart. We were talking about nicknames just now, Graham. Do you have a favourite? Maybe choose one from the men's and one for the women's. You know, ones that you really think match their personality and their game. I know I've got my favourites.
That's a question for you. Yeah,
you can think about it.
Yeah, I'll come back to you on that one.
Some more homework. The homework's building up, mate. You're heading towards detention if I don't get your papers back by the end of this match.
Well, I can tell you it was 196 for the Euro Tour, so I can tick that one off. So all good.
Okay. No, I wanted to know if it's 8 ball, 9 ball, or 10 ball.
It's 10 ball.
It's 10 ball. Okay, good. Nice.
I think he's left
So
this
you're
one.
all right. You're in my good books. You got 1 gold star so far.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've seen a lot of these cluster breaks, Mark. I know it's obviously we're not using a magic rack. The table's not tapped. We're using the aero rack, and it's a hand rack. And generally, power break is the one that gives you the best outcome. But 10 ball always seems to create these safety clusters and situations. It's part of the game, I know, but haven't seen any monster breaking sessions yet in the matches I've watched. I don't know about yourself.
Well, the best breaker for sure that I've seen is Wojtek Szewczak. I mean, I was commentating with Eric Hallofsson, and Eric reckoned he was hitting them around about 30 mile an hour mark. He was absolutely crushing them. Really, really was. I'm surprised he didn't break the balls, as in, you know, damage a ball. He was smashing them so hard. I felt so sorry for the 1 ball at the end of that match. Oh, that's a good shot.
Yeah, and you mentioned Wojtek Szewczak. Actually ties in with what we said earlier. It'll be a good match, that one later. He's playing Fraser Patrick. So how about that for a match? That could be a really interesting one to watch.
Yeah. We will flash up the schedule every now and then between racks and on the timeouts. There's a timeout after every set. If the players so wish, they don't have to go for a break, but if they do, they can after every set, which I like. He's nicely on this 4 here. Just like a little stun. A little bit of follow as well. Just a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Perfect angle. Just has to miss the 7.
Yeah, you might have to play this with a little bit of left-hand spin, just to avoid the 7. Doesn't want to run too far, but just pocket speed. Doesn't have to do anything crazy. Yeah, very good.
Oh, he's just slightly the wrong side for position, but he does have a slight angle, as you see. Can run it forward or stun off the side route.
Yeah, important position here, because where the 8 ball is, he needs to keep going. He's a bit short. So you might have to put a bit of a draw on this. I don't know how close or how high above the left centre pocket can get the cue ball, because that 8 ball is very close to the middle of the short reel. Really, this is a tricky one.
He'd like to get back somewhere on the kitchen line, on the head string, somewhere like that. That would be okay. Doesn't want to wind up straight on it. The referee Yarlow.
As good as he could have got. He cued that really well.
Beautifully soft draw, wasn't it? No effort. No aggressive hit. It was a stroke. There's a difference.
Yeah, it's so easy to see. Maybe less experienced players try to put too much power in that, and then the cue ball doesn't have time to react to the draw. Like you said, Mark, it's all about cueing, not about power. Played it well. Similar shot here. Just stun this over to the left side of the table. Just let the cue ball do the work.
Again, you see, just exquisite little stroke. This is Paul at its best. It doesn't get better than that. It really doesn't. Just beautiful, moving the cue ball around with ease.
Gives you confidence as well, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely, it does. Makes the pockets feel bigger. The cue ball feels lighter. Everything just moves around so easy. I just popped in for a coffee to my local pool room, and there's a big tournament going on today, a big memorial tournament for one of the partners that passed away recently, Sean Azell, rest in peace Sean. And I bumped into Chris Melling in there, the magician.
Yeah, he seems to be all over the world at the moment. Chris plays all the sports, doesn't he? Doesn't play snooker much anymore, but still very much plays the American pool, plays the 8-ball and the ultimate pool as well. Been doing a lot of that in America, and also the hay ball and Chinese 8-ball. So always seems to get himself around the global pool, global trotter, everywhere.
Globetrotters, they were good. Do you remember them? Melalock Lemon and the other guys. Still going, of course, the Harlem Globetrotters. Great entertainment. Saw them once in London, believe it or not, many, many years ago. I think it was at Earl's Court, actually. Either there or Wembley Arena, when it was still Wembley Arena. It's been knocked down now, of course.
Yeah, very skilled people. Pretty sure I've seen them on a tour as well when they've came up north of England one time, many moons ago. But this break is not working for the guys. Another dry break. I don't think he's got a shot on the one. He'll definitely kick at it if he wants to play that way, but nothing really in terms of cover shouting.
Yeah, bizarrely in the final last night of the women, Kelly didn't make a ball on any of her breaks.
Yeah, I've had a few of that. A few matches have gone that way. Not really many breaking runs. With the format being kind of winner breaks, you would have thought some players could run a few packs, but I do think as we start getting deeper into this men's event, just with the power that they have, like you said, Chef Check and many of the other guys, as we start getting deeper and deeper, we should see some big breaks, I think.
Yeah, in the history of the Pro Billiard Series, which hasn't changed the format since its inception, there's only ever been 3 4-packs run. There's only ever been 3 sets run out, and that Mika Imminent was one of them. Oh, you see this shot so often. All about the pace on them. You know the line. You've just got to pull up in time. I've seen 4 or 5 of them, Graham. I really have. 4 or 5, I think I've seen of those scratches, playing thin safeties off the one ball or another ball.
I know he's laughing there, Juan Carlos. I think it's as a pool player yourself, Mark. You just think, how have I got the cue ball through that gap? It was almost impossible. Somehow the cue ball can suck itself in and squeeze through gaps that don't exist sometimes. Blows your mind as a pool player, like, what's just happened? How was that even possible? Crazy game.
The most famous one, of course, that Klinkacci on his safety in the world final, remember, against Fedor Gorst. When Gorst beat him in the deciding rack and he scratched off the 6 in the corner. Klinkacci on a much shorter version of that, but a similar shot. Cost him about $125,000, that scratch.
Yeah, that was a crazy
That was a nice little kick.
Yeah, I don't know if he's left anything in the top right corner. He can definitely hit the 3 pretty good. Interesting to see if he does have a potting angle. I don't like the combo on the 6 ball, but he did call something. Maybe he is calling the 6. He said something to the referee.
6 in the side, I think he said.
Oh, it does go in the corner. Maybe that's what he said. 3 in the corner. Oh, do you take the 10 ball here, Mark? If the 4 ball goes in clean, I would say no. Because the table's wide open. Just depends on his angle. No, probably
Yeah, it's
not.
a difficult combo. He was looking at the position on the 6 and the 5, so it tells me he's not interested in the combo.
No, I think sometimes you
We
get
had
teased. You get teased into it sometimes, but when the balls are this straightforward, I mean, look at those 4 balls in the middle of the table. Shouldn't be any problem. Why take a risk when you can clearly pop the balls?
these pros rarely look at the combo, do they, unless there's a difficult ball somewhere tied up. We actually had 3 of them in the final last night, the women's final. There was 3 early 10s.
Yeah, sorry, Mark. This is not a good shot, this, by the way. Just to jump in there. I'll have to send the cue ball a couple of rails here. Cue ball's travelling. Is he going to miss the 9? He is.
It's the 9.
Well done.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 combos you're saying. Yeah, exactly. It does happen, doesn't it? I remember seeing a few of them.
Yeah, the 10 ball was keep tracking where it is now, you know, or even nearer to the pocket because of a gap in the rack, I'm guessing. But it shouldn't really move the 10 unless it's kicked, of course.
Yeah, I think there was another match. Maybe you were commentating on that one. Not 100% sure, but it was again Marco Tauscher who was playing. It was coming to the final rack or very close to the end of the match. Shot clock was running away, and Marco wasn't sure whether he would pop the ball or play a combo. And he just got down quickly, called the 10, played the combo, and won the match in the last 2 seconds of the shot clock. It was quite a funny moment,
Wow.
but the 10 ball was quite close to the corner, similar to this. But I think when the shot clock is on your back, sometimes you have to make a decision and just go for it. That's what he did.
Yeah, I didn't see that, so it wasn't me. I haven't actually commentated on one game of Marco's yet. I do like watching him play. Very talented guy, very powerful. Certainly keeps himself fit. Another Dutchman, but lives in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's a journey. I do know that Marco was in the Netherlands recently. He's been here for a couple of weeks. So he's definitely acclimatized back to regular time. Maybe.
Let's give you some quick updates if you don't mind. Victor Fortunsky is a set down to Dominic Yastrab. Mohamed Soufi is a set down to Mateus Gocki. João Grillo from Portugal 2-0 up on Vincent Gomez. Alvaro Kononiga, it's a set down and a rack down to Ivica Putnik. Mark Vidal Clermont is 1 set down as well to Diogo Felipe Fernandez Suarez. Back to Mr. EXPOSITO.
Well, another bit more power on that break. Did make a ball. Cue ball was a little bit wild, but we have a cluster on the bottom corner on that 9 ball. And no shot on the 1. Just on the scores there, Mark. I mentioned Soufi losing that first set. What a comeback that was. He was 3-1 ahead in that set, so that'll be a bit of an early blow. 3-1 down. Oh, 3-1 ahead, losing 4-3.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
Did you overhit this? No. Could be behind the 6 ball here. He might have tempted Jan to play off the kind of a half ball, 1 ball, 2 reels. Try and put it behind that 6. Could be an option. hasn't got the speed, I don't think. Good plan, but try to go off the one rail instead of the two.
Yeah, for a big target now as well for a safety.
Yeah, you can play this in such a way, Mark. Not too hard, but he can play it in such a way to bump the ball. And it might just release the 9 ball a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good call. And play the 1 over by the 7-8 as well. Oh, he hasn't played it hard enough. I think he's got away with it though. He's cut off there. The combo, I think, on the 3.
Yeah, and I don't think you can carom it either. Playing a very thin one, I don't think that's on. Doesn't have the angle for that either. You could try a delicate one. Just roll the 1 ball up the long rail a little bit. Try and come behind the 3. It's a bit of a touchy shot, but depends on what he sees, how much he can see. Going for the pot.
Oh, what a shot that is.
Goodness me. Talk about offense. 3-3 in the set. Jan van Lierop just pulling the trigger. I'm going for this. What a shot. Needs to pull another one, but he could. If he can get below that 4 ball mark, that 9 ball looks very inviting for a stick in the cue ball there.
He looked at going 3 rails here.
Needs it to run though.
I have to play the soft one. Graham.
Yeah, just double it out. Well, he's trying to come back down to the other side of the table, so maybe he can't double the 4 away. Might be playing a thin edge. Looks like you can. How's the pace? Short mark. And he's left the pot. Wow, he's had such a moment there to be in control. He'd be fuming with that. Get to that point. He knew he had to play a safety shot on the 4 after such a great shot on the 1. Chance for the set, yeah.
Yeah, Juan Carlos will be pleased that he didn't open the 4-9 when he had the chance. Needs 3 rails here, I think, back and forth.
Yeah, he's going to have to put a bit of power in this. Definitely can't hold it. So, back and forwards, as you say, Mark. These can go wrong, but needs to get it back to the left side of the table. Does it want to be short? Ooh, I think he's got there, you know. He's done this forward for the shot. Play the 8 in the top right, potentially. I don't think he's got the best angle to come back up table, so he might have to play the 8 in the top corner. I like that option. Give him a guaranteed shot on the 8.
Such a good cue. I expect this guy to go deep in a tournament soon. He's certainly got the credentials to do it. You know, he's got the cue action. He's got the knowledge. Just needs maybe a bit of luck here and there to go his way. A decent draw sometimes has a lot to do with it. There's only ever one winner in a tournament when you've got 256 players going for it, or 196, whatever the number might be, all as eager as you are. It can be tough to win, but EXPOSITO is going to take this first set, and Van Lierop will be very disappointed because he had a chance in this set. I think he's going to nip out for a break. So Graham Hickman and myself, Mark White, we're going to do exactly the same. We'll see you as soon as the players return. Welcome back to the Gandia Palace Hotel here in Valencia in Spain. You may have just seen on the bottom right of your screens, Mateusz Śniegoki, after winning that first set, is now 2-0 up in the second set, so he's flying at the moment. Might get the privilege of 2 breaks at once here, look. Just the one though, and he's made a ball. So things beginning to go well for Juan Carlos EXPOSITO and Mark White. Great to have alongside me Graham Hickman. Welcome, Graham.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I think he made multiple balls on that break, but doesn't really have a shot on the one. He just have an aggressive bank, but don't really think he's going to go for that. Trying to get some cover here on this safety, but first break that we've seen a little bit open. He's going to call the top right corner bank. Maybe that's just a precaution. Then again, oh, his cue ball.
Oh, look at that.
I think he's got a mark. You can't play off the one rail. Similar shot to early in the last set. Jan had a very similar shot, if you remember. Trying to play the one ball, kind of half ball. I think, oh, maybe he can pot this. He hasn't called anything different.
He called it in the side, didn't he? Called it in the side before, Graham, didn't he?
Yeah, so it tells me he can
One
pot this.
rail and just caught the point.
Oh, he's overcut it though.
Oh, he's overcut it. Well, I didn't expect to see him overcut it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a missed
I was
opportunity.
just thinking. Sorry, Graham. I was just thinking about nicknames, and my favourite. It's definitely the Duchess of Doom, and even more so now that she was made an MBE. You know, she's not far away from being a Duchess.
Yeah, it's got a good ring to it, hasn't it?
It really has, yeah. I think it's one of the best out there. But it's my favourite. I don't mean it's the best, but it's one of my favourites. I mean, along with a Black Widow.
Oh, you took the words out of my mouth, Mark. I was just going to say.
Sorry, mate.
That would have been my pick. I do think the Black Widow is quite an intimidating nickname if you think of it that way. Duchess of Doom is also a good one, but yeah, Black Widow is also good.
They've had
Very
some
powerful.
battles in the past. Yeah, very, very powerful. It strikes fear into you, doesn't it, just hearing it?
So if I cut it again, Mark. Oh, wow.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with Jan van, the man.
Yeah, 2 good chances there. Very early on in the set, which he really needs. He's gifted. Bit of an open table here. EXPOSITO will be looking to turn the screw here. But yeah, so for nicknames, you talk about the men's. I mean, you mentioned it earlier. I do think the Terminator is a very good nickname, similar in terms of putting fear in your opponents. It's very powerful. Dynamite.
Yeah, the hitman's pretty good as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Even the Iceman. You know, there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I never really got that though. You know, he was from Finland, okay, and I'd never call him ice cold though, you know. Do you know what I mean? He was quite a fiery character.
Yeah, very true.
But I get why they called him the Iceman, being from where he is, and he did have that quality of you know, ice in his veins sometimes, but he was also very explosive. He could melt at times as well.
Yeah, very true.
Ask Jeff DeLuna.
Yeah. I remember watching that match. Very crazy. It will forever be ingrained in online content, I'm sure. It's a good thing with these matches and all the streaming and recording and social media. You can always look back on some great moments, some crazy moments. I mean, you feel the need. Oh, what a great cueing that is. Very nice.
He's timing the ball beautifully now. Really is looking strong, EXPOSITO.
Yeah, I like what you said, Mark. His
Walk in
cue
the
action
park.
really good, and I think when he's on it, he can finesse the ball, make it look very easy. Very different from your typical pool player, I think, if you compare him to say like a Sufi, like you mentioned, or something a little bit bespoke. But he's very, smooth operator.
Yeah, I mean, I just love his cue action. His cue's as good as the best in the world. You know, at times, it's all about getting that consistency, though, isn't it? And all the things you need, all those ingredients you need to actually win a big tournament. You need everything going your way. You need to feel healthy. You need to feel energetic. You need a little bit of luck. You need the draw on your side. You need your opponent to have a bad day as well. Sometimes, you know, it's so, and the luck, of course, on your side. You know, you need there to be the perfect storm really to win a tournament these days.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. When you talk about needing it to be on your side, Sufi needs something to happen, because Mateusz Sligoci is on an absolute steam train. He's 3-0 up in that second set as well, Mark. So really turning the screw there, punishing that early set loss for Sufi. And he is a great player, though, Mateusz. Very, very solid, as all the Polish players are. What a break. 3-ball combo coming here, I think. It's worth the risk.
Yeah, somebody said in the chat one of the days this week, earlier in the week, that Poland can make up their own Mosconi Cup team just out of their players that could beat the United States, and I don't argue with that either. Surprised that none of them have ever made it to the Mosconi Cup.
Yet, I think is probably the word we should use, because
Yet.
I'm almost certain they will be there. It's an interesting comment you made, Mark. I was just talking about this with a good friend of mine, about Mosconi teams and players, and just because it's around the corner, it's obviously on everyone's mind. And you're right. If you look at it from a European point of view, pick any country you want, you could probably find 5 very strong players who could give the USA a good game. Germany, Poland, Netherlands, wherever. There's such a good depth of pool in Europe, I find.
Would Tim Dudai be in your Europe team, would he? Out of the Netherlands? That's a horrible question to ask a fellow commentator, isn't it?
Yeah, the obvious answer is 100%. You'd have Tim there. And
yeah,
I think it's, hey, look, Tim knows there's a lot of good players in the Netherlands. If you talk about Mika van Berkel, winning world titles, and Pongas, Mark Bijsterbosch, even Niels Feyen is still there. You know, there's a lot of good talent.
Yeah.
Mark Rutasha.
LIEROP.
Exactly. That's why I say you pick any country, I'm pretty sure we could find 5 solid players who could have a good run at some of those American players. And always surprises me, Mark, you're very much more on the history side of American, and you know the world of pool better than me over there. But we talked about it, and when you list the top 5 Americans, could you list me 20? Could you list me 30 players? You'd probably struggle.
No.
I don't know. It's tough, isn't it? It's interesting how big of a country and how many people play the game. I'm sure there's a lot of talent there, but it's easier to name the European than it is the American.
Well, I've got a nice little fact here about Spain to give you. You just reminded me of it. Spain is the 4th largest country in Europe. It covers about 505,000 square kilometres, making it slightly bigger than California.
Well, I didn't know that, Mark. You learn something every day on commentary with you, my friend. That's very interesting. Where you find this stuff?
I do like to throw a little bit of, history about the place where we are, a few facts about the country that we're in. I don't know, it just interests me, and hopefully it interests the viewers as well. No one said shut up, Mark, yet, so I'll keep doing them until they do.
I think it always adds a bit of good insight to the local area. Not everybody's been to Spain. for various reasons, depending where you live. Spain for me is a beautiful place. I was there on holiday just this year. Beautiful. It's a little bit short of
Yeah.
pace there.
One or two rails.
Yeah, you can go either way. Probably one rail might be a bit easier. If you can just hit it full, keep the cue ball where it is, send that 5 away. Oh, he's played it great. What a shot he's played there, Mark. Oh, he
Doesn't want to fluke it. Doesn't want to fluke it.
He didn't call
Why
it.
didn't he call that? He called the corner pocket, so obviously didn't catch it as the same as he thought he might. Called the opposite corner pocket.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough. He caught that 5 absolutely plumb to keep it there, like I said. And the 6 does go in the top left, so chance here.
Just not getting the rolls, is he, at the moment? That's what we were talking about when we were saying about the luck in the game. I know there's not so much luck in 10 ball as there is 9 ball for that particular reason. Making balls in the wrong pockets, no fluked balls allowed.
Yeah, I think it's so easy to look at it that way as well, Mark. Rolls is an interesting word, but when players talk about that, you often see it, not just in this match, but just in general. But when you really start to peel back the match, there was 2 1 balls that Jan had in this match, which he overcut both of them, which normally he would pot. So those were 2 pretty good chances, and you kind of think, self-inflicted a little bit in some respects.
Yeah, it's a great saying, isn't there? The balls never forgive, and they don't forget. Miss a couple, you'll be punished in another way as well. It's going to be 2-0, be breaking to get on the hill for the match.
Yeah, good stuff. The last 2 breaks, Mark, have really just been better than all the breaks in the first set, so it's given him a little bit more control, and he's probably just had Jan a little bit on the ropes, even though he did leave him a couple of sniffs. Jan will be a little bit disappointed that he didn't take one of them, but yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate, the 5 going in the side. He did call the top, but that's how it works sometimes. I think if EXPOSITO can get another good break here, turn the screw a bit more.
Roberto Bartol has beaten Marco Carvalho from Portugal by 2-0. Demetrius Locatus in action, going well against Raul Martin Muela from Spain. The Greek is a set-up and 3-1 up in the second, and just got underway another one. Gangflot, he's playing some great stuff as well. Emile Andre Gangflo at the moment. He's due to play later. So here we go. Graham breaking to get on the hill. A set up and 2-0 up in the second. Made a ball as well. Now that ball's been going in this corner quite a lot this week. Eric Hallofsson pointed it out to me. The corner ball going straight in that bottom left hand corner, bottom right as we look now. Nothing doing on the one though, Graham. What do you see? How's the table looking?
Yeah, the table's not bad. Again, it's just a similar challenge with the 1, not really being so open in the first shot. He's trying to think, is he going to be offensive here? You can see the table a little bit more from that view, but he's going to call the bank, I think. Maybe similar to the previous shot. I don't blame him going for this, Mark. The table is set up pretty nice if he wants to be offensive. He could play the cut as well, but more tricky. Where's the 1 going to finish? That's the question. Well, there's the rolls you're talking about, Mark. All the difference that could have so easily stuck up.
Yeah. Easy safety though.
Well, that's interesting. Just to really find a detail there, Mark. I'm sure you noticed it yourself, but the 1 ball came back off the rail and bumped into the 9 ball and just released the cue ball. If he was frozen to that 9 ball like he was a moment ago, that just made the kick shot so much more difficult. I'm not saying it's easy, but that does change things a little bit because now he's got more space.
Yeah, the rolls, they still haven't forgiven the Dutchman just yet. He's not the destroyer, but maybe this is a chance for him to start the comeback. Ball in hand, open table. Knows he has to do well here in this rack. He needs to run this out, really, doesn't he, Graham, to get his confidence back and basically get a rack on the board in the second set, because he's going to be in trouble if he loses this one. So only himself to blame.
It's a must-win rack. For me, it has to be a must-win rack in one visit, because confidence-wise, he needs to get something going. He doesn't want to let EXPOSITO back to the table. Get a nice angle on that 2 ball, so everything seems to be lined up here. Nothing jumps out as an issue, even if he lands off angle on the 6 or the 7. This should be straightforward for Jan.
He's going to have to punch this a little bit.
Yeah, there's just plenty of options. The table is so open here. If he's a bit straight on this though, he might not be able to go forward because of the 10 ball. Hard to tell from this angle. He might have to take the medicine from... Well, there you see. Goes forward. The 10 ball could come into play. I wouldn't be surprised if he played just a little bit of a draw shot here, Mark. Take a longer 8, unless you can avoid the 10. Or he could avoid the 10. However, he has put himself on the rail, so just puts a little bit more pressure on this, queuing wise.
Yeah, the only good thing is doesn't have to put any pace in it. He can just stroke it in, can't he, cue ball? Heading over towards the 9. Doesn't have to draw it or anything silly like that. Just stroke it home.
Yeah, he played it well. As we said, very much win rack for Jan van Lierop this. 2 balls away to get one on the board in this second set.
Nicely done. Now, what's the significance of the bird kind of looking logo on the back of his shirt? Do you know?
Yeah, it's a good question. I actually don't. Maybe someone in the chat might know. One of our
Just wondered
Dutch
if it was like a logo of his name, maybe. JVL. Trying to work it out. I just couldn't quite work it out. Let us know, guys. I'm sure one of you can fill us in on YouTube. Good to have you with us, by the way. Appreciate your support. Feel free to invite your friends to Pro Billiard TV as well. Yeah, 100 grand prize fund in this tournament. 30 to the champion, $14,000 to the runner-up, 7 for third and fourth, losing semi-finalists, 3.5 for 5th through 8th. 9th through 16th is 1,750, and even if you reach the top 32, you get your entry money back and a nice little bit of profit as well. Maybe pay for your hotel. You get $875. So playing nice and deep. Referee Yarlow just making sure they're nice and tight. It will be the Dutchman breaking off. What a thankless task that is. I just couldn't do that job. I really couldn't. I'd rather talk in front of 1 million people than do that job.
Yeah, it's a bit of a skill, but it's a really important one, because I know players can feel a little bit begrudged if the break doesn't seem to open up. It's tough. I think I was listening to your match just the other day, one of the early matches, Mark, and the referee was really struggling. I think they were there for probably a good, I feel like it felt like a minute, which doesn't sound like a long time, but it is a long time. And I remember you calling it out thinking, yeah, they just maybe can't get them right.
Yeah, sometimes it helps to just rub the cloth in the area where the balls are at. You know, just pull them away now and just give it a wipe with your gloves, you know, like a, not vicious wipe, but quite a heavy old wipe, you know, from side to side or something.
Yeah, just while we're waiting there. Sorry, Mark, I was just going to say, Sufi was 3-0 down. Came back to get that set to 3-3. You've just heard a little hand clap there. But the Polish Matias Knimachi actually wins it 4-3, so takes out Sufi.
Wow.
As we see, Jan completely mishit the break.
Yeah. 3 balls in the centre, never moved. Caught them so bad, went off the side of the pack. Tables will be tapped, of course, for the Euro Tour. Makes the racking kind of instant. Takes players maybe 10 seconds to set them up. Just dropping into their little divots. But as you said earlier, this does make, the hand rack does make for more interesting racks. You get to see more different aspects of play, you know, you get lots more safeties and kicking and nudges here and there. I think I've been turned into a hand rack lover, to be honest, using the Aero rack, of course, from Predator, using Predator Arc table, the Arcadia cloth, and then on top of the cloth, those Arcos 2 balls.
Just to around this a little bit, Mark, just while you were talking about this awesome equipment, he was hoping maybe he might still be okay if he can leave a nice angle on this 4 ball, thinnish. He can kind of cut the 4 in, maybe flick off the 6 or 8 and still have a shot on the 5. That's what I was thinking. So he can just go off the long rail, just leave a thin 4 here, pot the 4, flick the 8 or the 6. He's got to have a shot on the 5, surely, you would think, unless that 9 ball plays a naughty position, but that's what I'm thinking here.
Well, if you like awesome pool, stick with us, guys. There's some absolutely amazing matches coming next. I've just been told, thank you Graham for that. Savannah Easton and Jonas Salto Comino will be against Kelly Fisher and Alex Kazakis, former winners of the doubles, of course. And that's on this table here, table number 1. And on table 2, it's Soledad Ayala from Argentina up against Al Obaidli. and brother and sister Jasmine and Albin Ocean. 2 fabulous matches coming up for you. That's at 12 noon local time in about 34 minutes time, if we're finished here, of course.
Yes, matches. Oh, what a shot.
Oh.
How's your luck? 10 ball goes in, but it's fine.
Oh, it comes back out. Where's it going to spot? Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, he's fine. Got options here. I mean, he could try to play aggressive and drop this in the side. 8 ball also would have to go in the side. He did play the shot I mentioned, Mark, and the 9 ball, as you've seen, did come into play, which is a bit unfortunate, but this is worth the risk. He's just overhit that ever so slightly, but don't know if he can avoid the 10 and go forward, so you might have to kind of draw this back and play the 9 in the top left corner. The ankle's not great. There is a chance of overrunning this a little bit. Maybe that's why he's pushing forward if he can. Oh, he could avoid the 10. What a great shot that is. What a run out this is, Mark. From that 6 in the side and the jump in the 5. Incredible.
Well, just fabulous. I mean, we've been singing his praises the whole match, haven't we? He really has played some great stuff here. And if he does go on to win it, I think he's deserved winner of it as well. Played some beautiful, exquisite little positional shots. That 8 to the 9 was beautiful. And it takes him to the hill, 3-1. Things looking good for the Spaniard.
Yeah, very well done. Just feels like, yeah, Jan's been a little bit off on some parts of the game here. I think that first set maybe knocked him because he was going pretty solid. And then a 3-3, if memory serves me well, made a mistake. Kind of cost him the set. He left that. He played a couple of good shots, and if you remember, he played a bit of a loose safety shot, left a bit of a tempter for EXPOSITO, but deservedly potted it and won the first set. He took the wind out of Jan somewhat. Hasn't really been the same since that first set. It's still not over by any means, but he does need a bit of help from Juan Carlos, I think, Mark, here.
Yeah, and Juan Carlos has started to break better as well. He's breaking better now than he did at the start of the match. Made the ball in the corner. Let's see where that goes this time. Watch, keep your eyes on the 7 ball, guys, into the bottom left-hand corner. Not this time. Foul. Just what Van Lierop needed. Great match just starting out on one of the outer tables on table 4. Cledio Caci. It's a battle of the youngsters, Graham. It's Cledio Caci against Max Benko. Great player, Max Benko. Really is. Playing a lot of hay ball as well, which I think is improving his pull, his American pull.
Yeah, very good player. Commentating on a few of his matches, even in the European Championships. Had a lot of drama there. Remember, maybe it was with you, Mark. Again, I'm not sure we do that much together, but big memory sticks with me when Lithuania, 2 young guys, won the gold in 2 divisions. Max Benko was involved in a couple of those. It was so much drama, right down to the last balls. But yeah, very, very good player. Won many medals. It's going to be one for the future for sure, or one for now.
Any banana skins here, Graham, that you can see?
Yeah, this 6 ball. I'm not a big fan of where this is, but where the 5 ball is can help. It's just, you can really needs to get the 5, roll the 5 in the side, and then drop that 6 ball down in the bottom left for the 7 in the opposite right hand center pocket. So I think it's okay. All about this 5 ball. He doesn't want to have off angle. Yeah, that'll do. Get the cue ball on the long rail, Mark. Drop this 6 ball down. 9 balls waiting in the other middle, so this should be Jan's rack here, really.
Run it through for the 7 in the side. Taking these well, Graham.
Yeah, once he got through the first shot or so, the table was looking okay. It's nice when the balls link up, like they have done here. Just wants to make sure he goes far enough to bring the cue ball down closer to the 10 rather than going away. Should be fine. Big rack this, very much needed to stay in the match. It'll be interesting, Mark, because the last break from Jan van Lierop wasn't the best by any means, and he was punished from EXPOSITO. Complete miss hit. I wouldn't be surprised if this break we see a much thicker hit from Jan. Compensate for that.
Yeah, scratched in the bottom corner, didn't he? Straight in. Caught it so badly. Oh, really looking forward to this next match we're going to have on here. I haven't had the pleasure of watching Savannah and Jonas yet, but I'm going to get the opportunity this time.
Yeah, they all seem to have
See
so
how
much
Kelly,
fun.
see if she can bounce back. I think it makes a person more determined when they've just lost the final. You know, it makes them more determined to win another match in a different tournament. Graham, how do you feel about that? Does it kind of put you on a downer, or does it make you more determined, do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, well, if you're talking about Kelly specific, she's won so much this year. Yeah, she'll take it on the chin as just, hey, I'll move on to the next one. She's a utmost professional. Yeah, she'll be a bit disappointed, but in the grand scheme of things, she has had a very good year. Like you mentioned, the hairball and other events that she's won. She's also won a doubles with Kazakis as well in the past, so I think they'll be feeling very confident in this doubles, and she'll put all of her energy. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a great match there. But the young players, Suto and Easton, were pretty solid. All comes down to the breaks and chances. And speaking of chances, Mark, here's one for Jan van Lierop, because first time we've really seen an open shot at the one with an open table and no clusters. This is a pressure shot, pressure rack for him, because if he misses from here, he is going to gift a chance maybe to EXPOSITO. Nice break, or better break at least.
Next time you see Jan, maybe you can ask him what that shirt means, because I'm convinced it's a logo of his initials. But if you could just ask him for us, Graham, that would be nice of you, thank you. I like to know about things like this.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Thank you, mate. I know I can rely on you. Well, we got hold of that. Very nice shot. Cued it sweetly, timed it to perfection. It's got a nice little angle on this as well to go up for the 4, Graham. 5 begging to be potted over the right hand centre.
Yeah, this is just what he needed, really. Played that pretty well. Again, nothing jumps out. I don't know if the 8 ball goes in the bottom left and the bottom right. Definitely in the bottom right, you can see there clearly. Reason I say that is just means that the position to the 8 ball is needs a bit of care. Might have,
Yeah, it
might have
goes in
overrun.
both.
Yeah, he might have overrun this a little bit. Definitely doesn't want to play the 6 in the side, so don't know if he can draw this out. He's going to have to go up and down. Can change the dynamic of this run out. But what about the pace? Pretty good though, Mark. Played that very well. So if the 8 ball does go
Yeah.
in both, like you say, he's got options on this 7.
Yeah, it's a good fight back this from Van Lierop. There you saw Jasmine Ocean just going over to table 2. Not unusual for her to be nice and early on the table, get warmed up. She'll be very, very determined as well after her loss to Kelly in the semi-final of the Women's Open.
Yeah, I commentated on that match. It's a very good match and close again. Kelly was just really solid in all departments. She broke well, played good saves. I think she maybe missed 1 ball. That's what you want to get from Kelly, which is in this kind of form. Yasmin, of course, has won everything. Very dangerous, but Kelly just had a little bit more in that match overall. But yeah, do we have another set coming here, Mark? You're thinking if Jan can make this last rack?
Well, if we do get a deciding set, the doubles will be delayed by a little bit anyway, for sure. Can't wait to see that one, to be honest. Of course, I'd love to see this go a 3rd set as well, so I think he's just playing himself into this match. Maybe a little bit late from Van Lierop, but he's played himself back into this set, and he's left Juan Carlos in his chair. Reminder, guys, that we also have the junior boys under 19s and under 17s, and the girls World Championships, the WPA Predator World Junior Championships going on as well. We've got the mixed doubles, of course, we've got the men's, and then after a day's break we will have the Euro Tour and the Mosconi Cup as well going on at the same time, which starts at a very good time for me, believe it or not. I'll just finish commentating for this one, and then I can sit back and watch the Mosconi Cup as if I won't have seen enough pool.
Can you ever watch enough pool? It's always on somewhere, Mark, these days, isn't it? Somewhere in the world there's an event always streamed or running somewhere, if you're not talking to that event, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been given a nice little job to do. I'm going to watch Chris Melling's going to watch the Mosconi Cup, an ex-MVP, of course, of the Mosconi Cup. He's going to be watching it wherever he watches it. I'm going to watch it at my home, of course. And then we're going to do an interview afterwards and talk about the big points of the Mosconi Cup, and we're going to play the big moments back on a big screen TV, and it'll all be recorded for an interview with him. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. It's given me kind of more reason to stay up and watch the Mosconi.
Oh, that sounds very cool. Very nice indeed. So yeah, not taking the chance on the 2 because the 4 ball's not ideal. Position to the 3 wasn't great. This 2 ball is potable, but a lot of work to do to get down the table. And
He's got the stroke though, hasn't he, Graham? He's got the stroke, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how he's going to really make that work. I do think the safety option's better here. Oh, he hasn't hit that though.
Oh, he's played that awful.
Not a
Lucky
good shot, that.
that the
Could be in
7's
trouble
in the
though.
way.
He could be in trouble behind the 8 maybe. Just got to watch the pace on the 2 ball. Assuming he can't pot it, that is. This 8 ball looks very big. Oh, he's made a mess of
dear,
it.
what's he done there?
He's hit the 7
Oh,
ball.
that's changed it.
Huge mistake. I'm just wondering, can Juan Carlos get down table here? He does have a bit of angle. He could go short side on the 3, underside the 10, maybe get there. Probably the safer option just because of the traffic on the left side of the table. If he can play a good safe, 4 ball is very tricky. But just in answer to your question before, while we have a minute mark, the bird in the back of Jan van Lierop's jersey is very much linked to his team in Hague 5 in the Netherlands. It's the team shirt and it's the stork. It's the sign from the Hague. So there you go.
Well done. Well done. Another gold star for Graham Hickman. You're top of the class today, mate. Top of the class.
It's easy when there's only one in the class, mate, but I'll take it. How's the pace? Oh, wow, what a shot there. That's as good as he could have got, really. Don't think this 5 goes in the side off the 9. I think it's just low enough to cause to not be on. Can he get back out? Can he draw this straight back and pinch the pocket mark and avoid the 6? I don't think he can.
I don't think so. I think that's what he was trying. That was the intention. Why he played the 3 ball as he did. Oh, he's playing it left-handed as well. Just the safety. There's no way that 5 goes in off the 9. 9's too far down. Can he get the cue ball there though? Can't play the 5 off the rail, Graham, and run the cue ball behind the 9.
Yeah, possibly. It's a good call. Just using the 7, keeping it simple.
7.
Jump shot could be coming here. This is a shot in the match right now. This could be make or break in this second set. Could even be the last shot for Jan if he doesn't not only make good contact, but get it safe. Playing a kick shot, yeah. Oh, he's missed it altogether. That's a surprise. I didn't think you would miss the ball completely. To try to catch an edge of that mark. That's why.
It certainly helps as well, the location of the 9 to the 8. And then of course the 9 to the 10. You get the feeling it's all about this shot here. Wants a bounce.
How about
Just
that
enough.
pace?
Beautiful.
With the 7 being over the side, makes it a lot easier to get from 7 to 8. You're right. Very good shot.
Yeah, I think this is the closing moments of this loser round 2. Jan's focus will have to shift to the Euro Tour. He's got a little bit of time to have a nice little holiday in Gandia in Valencia. Played that super as well, didn't he? Just missing the 9 ball. There's Albin Ocean and Jasmine sat over the other side. Don't forget they're coming up on table 2. And on this table, Savannah Easton and Jonas Comino with Savannah Easton up against Kelly Fisher and Alex Kazakis. And there it is. I think on the whole, thoroughly deserved. Just played a little bit better than Jan Van. So thank you to Graham Hickman for your company on this one. Thanks very much, Graham. I'm Mark White, and I will see you for the next one on this table very, very soon. Until then, take care. Ta-da.